Hello, babies. Terpenes. Terpenes. Okay, my name is Melanie. Welcome back to the channel. Super jazzed to be here as always. Today we're going to be talking about terpenes. Yes, I'm wearing a tweed hat. This video is not sponsored. But can they sponsor me? I am still, surprise, not a doctor. So, to get the disclaimer out of the way, if this cannabis plant of ours is illegal in your country, or if you are under the legal age of using cannabis, or if your mom says no, actually, if your mom matters still, then you're definitely under the age of legal use, so just don't watch this video. It'll get me in trouble. There's a link in the description to my intro video that will include all of my elaborate disclaimers so that I don't get sued. Let's jump right into the big old scientific terms. What is a terpene? Terpenes is any group or a individual unsaturated polyhydrocarbon. Terpenes are compounds found within all plants. They control the scents, so the aroma, what a plant smells like, why a flower smells like a flower, why when you smell lemon it's invigorating and uplifting. So they control the aroma as well as the flavor of all plants, including cannabis. I like to talk about essential oils a lot when I'm discussing terpenes because people for many years have used scents through essential oils or plant derivatives, whatever you want to call them, for medical assistance. Yes, this includes cannabis, but is not limited to. So when I talk about terpenes, I will talk about them in a broad sense, including the entire plant kingdom and not just our beloved cannabis, mainly because I think it's easier to conceptualize the smell of something like a lemon. Essential oils are the best for this, but it's easier to understand, like, commonly for everybody what a lemon smells like than it would be for people to be like, Girl Scout cookies smells like this, and this is what that terpene is. Essential oils and the science or the medical properties behind all essential oils comes down to terpene application. If you take a lavender essential oil, put it into skincare products, it helps with inflammation. Why? Because lavender is full of a terpene called linalool and other terpenes that will directly help and calm down inflammation. Same with things like tea tree oil. It stops itching, it's antibacterial, takes away redness and swelling, cools the skin. All of those things comes from the terpenes within tea tree oil, in my humble opinion. Terpenes are actually a better way to predict and classify the kinds of effects that are going to be coming from a strain. I'm going to have a whole video about why I think the classifications of sativa and indica and hybrid are a little bit crazy. Tossing up the horns for them. I just don't find them as accurate anymore, and you'll see a lot of people within the community agreeing and saying the same thing. I still use them. Why? Because they're a really easy way to explain general effects. Linalool is found in high concentrations of lavender, so it is a reasonable guess to take the cannabis plant that has insane levels of linalool and compare it, or be able to at least expect similar behavior molecularly and intoxication-wise as the plant lavender lends. So calming, relaxing, maybe anti-anxiety, maybe anti-inflammatory properties. These terpenes really take an experience from just THC and CBD to the next level. It's kind of like a new level of refinement. Cannabis is known for such a high variety of different terpenes being found in one plant. You can imagine the fun you can get into and the levels of complexity that is added to your cannabis experience once you understand terpenes. Going to Flavor Town. Top 6 terpenes that are commonly found within the cannabis plant would be limonene, linalool, caryophyllene, myrcene, pinene, and humulene. There is definitely a bunch of other ones that are found in the plant as well, but these guys show up in really high concentrations, so we pay a lot of attention to the combination of these terpenes within the plant. Number 1, you have limonene. Commonly found in citrus, it has awesome antibacterial, antifungal, and some anti-inflammation properties to it. It's very invigorating and refreshing. Think lemons and limes. Also think like cleaning products, like that very sharp and fresh intensity. Limonene. Next up, we talked about it already, Linalool, commonly found in lavender, very relaxing, sedative properties, anti-inflammation, great for skincare, 10 out of 10. Then comes to caryophyllene, commonly found in black pepper. Again, huge anti-inflammatory. It's one of the terpenes that is under research for being able to interact with your endocannabinoid system in and of itself. The endocannabinoid system video is in the description below, check it out. After that, humulene, found in hops a lot of the time. Very earthy, awesome flavor behind it. Whole array of benefits as well. Next up would be pinene. Smells like a pine forest, hence the name pinene. Awesome bronchodilator, so it actually increases your respiratory ability. Not if you're smoking it, but essential oils, pine needles, you can use them in more ways than one. Awesome for cleaning as well. If you ever use like pine needles or rosemary infused in vinegar, just saying. Awesome antibacterial, antifungal, antiviral as well. Next would be myrcene, found in the mangoes of the world. Myrcene's got some crazy shit that it does. Myrcene helps the blood-brain barrier transfer through other molecules faster. There is a lot of dispute in the cannabis community about what mangoes can do for your high. Now, if you don't know this, let me explain. An old stoner wives' tale was that if you were to eat a lot of mangoes before getting high, then you would get higher. Take the folklore and the wives' tale of the mango magic and combine it with modern day science, and you discover that it's not actually the mango itself, it's the high concentration of myrcene within the mango. So, is it easy to eat a mango or enough mango to get a high enough concentration of myrcene to have it actually help you get more high? No, it's not easy. You would have to eat a shit ton of mangoes. It would have to have happened once or twice, or else the whole magic folklore story behind mango's ability to get you more stoned wouldn't exist, so take that as you will. But myrcene, the terpene that's found in mangoes, is actually known to increase the permeability of your blood-brain barrier. So it'll help bring other compounds through. So if you have a high concentration of myrcene in your system, things like THC can pass through the blood-brain barrier easier and faster, which I guess is where the folklore came from. So, mangoes it is, folks. I like to use terpenes to predict, or at least gauge, the type of experience I'm going to have from a particular strain. That being said, certain people's bodies, their mental chemistry, what they ate that day, will all interact with cannabis in a general form very differently, and a huge part of that would be terpenes. So the Entourage Effect talks about, this is a short sneak peek, talks about how terpenes, cannabinoids, and all the other properties within the cannabis plant interact and change the type of experience that you're having, as opposed to having a single molecule substance. So say a THC extract, you're only getting THC from that. You're not getting THC and limonene and linalool and myrcene and CBD and CBN and all of these other contributing factors that would work together to kind of shape and change the experience that you would have on a specific strain. When you smoke cannabis, or use cannabis, or eat it, or whatever, when you're consuming cannabinoids, those are kind of the building blocks to your experience. So you've got this much THC, it's going to get you this high, and then maybe you got that much CBD, and it brings up the experience and changes it just a little bit more. So now you're operating at about this level of intoxication. So the intoxication's there, you're already stoned, or you're already experiencing anti-inflammatory abilities. You're here, the cannabinoids have done their work. The next level of this that you get from whole plant medicine, or you get from terpenes being involved, is kind of the direction of that intoxication, or a refinement of your experience. So certain combinations of terpenes will make it go in a relaxing direction. Linalool, myrcene, some caryophyllene, these are very calming and sedating and anti-inflammatory effects. Or you can go in the other direction with things like pinene and limonene. You're going to have energizing, invigorating, and creative cerebral responses to these terpenes. So whatever terpene profile you choose, it kind of lends to a spectrum of experiences. Choose wisely, because they definitely affect things. And by things, I mean if you take limonene with a high THC strain, do not doubt that you may potentially experience paranoia, because it is a lot of cerebral high and intoxication happening at once. So if you're someone prone to anxiety, I do not suggest a high THC, high limonene, head high of the gods, which is what would end up happening. You might want to go for something a little bit more CBD dominant with a little bit more myrcene and calming linalool to have more of a sedative, chill, focusing, relaxed experience. So see how this terpene information can be very applicable to your specific situation. It's not only used in the medical world to target specific ailments or specific ailments, issues that you're having. Great aspect and great application of terpenes, but you can also use it recreationally and for fun. If I'm going on a walk, I don't want to have a nap and eat. Those are the indica effects that you're trying to avoid. I want to have a nice head high. I want to be able to look at the birds and be out there for 10 hours with my lovely limonene and myrcene and in the forest, and it's amazing. So you really get to tailor the kind of experience you want with terpenes. They're the finesse. They're like the finishing notes on a nice glass of wine. So what I would suggest, if you're looking to understand this kind of aroma world more and get into some of the finer effects of what terpenes can add to your cannabis experience, research essential oils. So things like lavender oil, pure lemon oil like this one. There is a world of information around essential oils, and if you combine that with the research that's out there with terpenes, you can really start to paint this whole understanding for yourself of different ways that these compounds within plants not only affects cannabis, but can affect the types of herbs you choose to use within food, or what products you decide to mix with your cannabis. For example, skincare tangent here. I made my own infused coconut oil with cannabis for my skin, but I didn't just put cannabis in there. I put lavender, I put lemon balm, I put all of these other herbs that are known, frankincense for example, that are known to calm skin down, to be extremely moisturizing. These things only work because of the terpenes inside. So pairing the right herbs or the other kinds of plants with cannabis will bring out and change the experience you have in that cannabis. So the cannabis in my skin cream is now pulling more towards things like linalool effects because there's linalool in the lavender I combined with it, if that makes sense. It's kind of like a chemistry Mod Podge of everything you might want to experience from a specific plant. I highly encourage you to do your own research into terpenes and figure out how you can use them for yourself. We will have some videos coming up later on about the individual terpenes, where I will go into specific strains that they are in, different types of plants, different ways to use them, the type of highs that you can expect, what ailments they might help with. I love terpenes because they kind of bridge a gap between just cannabis, herbalism and medicine, and all herbalism and all plant-based medicine. I'm a huge plant fan, if you haven't noticed. That's it guys, video's over. That's what they are. Thanks for being here. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up. Let me know in the comments below if there is a particular terpene that you're interested in hearing about first. I will see you guys again next week. I hope you have a fantastic day, and yeah, cheers!